Now, we're going to move on to a special presentation. A presentation that reflects the pride and the spirit of our heritage. The presentation is titled, Proud to be a Sri Lankan, presented by our youth club, showcasing what it truly means to be part of this rich culture and history. Please join me in welcoming the youth club for their presentation. Good evening.
Ayubowan. Vanakkam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hello everyone. We are the Sri Lankan Youth Board and we're here today to take you on a journey through the heart of our motherland.
From its rich history to vibrant cultures, Sri Lanka is truly a treasure trove waiting to be explored. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the presentation.
Sri Lanka is an island off the coast of the Indian Ocean. It has a rough area of about 66,000 kilometers squared, with 43.5% of that land being used for agriculture. Sri Lanka has a rather warm climate since it is near the equator, with the southwest region receiving heavy rainfall. Sri Lanka is rich in many natural resources, such as tea, rubber, and textiles. Sri Lanka's population is around 22 million, which is about the same as the state of Florida, with the female population being slightly higher than the male population.
Sri Lanka boasts of a rich cultural heritage with several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the iconic Sigiriya Rock, the revered temple of the Tooth Relic, and the historic Galle Fort. The ancient city of Anuradhapura also stands as a testament to the country's deep-rooted traditions and history. Sri Lanka is also renowned for its stunning natural landscapes and wildlife. Yala National Park, home to diverse flora and fauna, and Minnerea's famous elephant gatherings are all prime examples of Sri Lanka's rich and natural biodiversity. Scenic destinations like Ella, Nuwara Eliya, and the Dambulla Cave Temple further highlight the country's natural beauty.
Approximately 70% of the Sri Lankan population practices Buddhism. Buddhism strongly influences the Sri Lankan culture. Some key sites that you can see from this religion includes the sacred city of Anuradhapura and the sacred temple of the Tooth Relic. Hinduism is practiced by 13% of the Sri Lankan population, mostly by the Tamil community. They focus on worshipping divinities such as Shiva and Vishnu. Islam is followed by 10% of the Sri Lankan population. We Muslims have contributed halal food and traditional clothing to the country's culture. One key site that you can see from our religion includes the Jami ul Alfar Mosque located in Colombo. Lastly, Christianity, followed by 7% of the Sri Lankan population, is a religion that was introduced to our country by the European colonizers. That includes the British, the Portuguese, and the Dutch. Sri Lanka is home to numerous ethnic diversity. This includes the Sinhalese, Tamils, Malays, Moors, Burghers, and Vedas. This diversity is reflected in the country's official languages, Sinhalese and Tamil, with English also being widely spoken.
Sri Lanka's pre-colonial era was marked by multiple powerful kingdoms and its role as a key trade hub, attracting traders from various different areas. The Portuguese, Dutch, and British all colonized Sri Lanka over several regions, resulting in our usage of resources, infrastructure, and economy. However, due to nationalism, Sri Lanka became independent on February 4th, 1948, more commonly known as the Dominion of Ceylon.
1505 to 1658, the Portuguese arrived in Sri Lanka to establish trades for their spices. But this caused the Portuguese to take control of some parts of the islands since the Sri Lankans did not want to trade with them. Also, the Portuguese believed it was their duty to convert non-Christians into Christians, and the Sri Lankans were forced to change their religion. 1796 to 1833. The British started to take over the island. The British brought Tamil laborers to work on tea, coffee, and coconut plantations to trade with others around the world. 1948. Ceylon, also the former name of Sri Lanka, gained its independence. The British Parliament added the Ceylon Independence Act, which gave Ceylon freedom. 1972. Ceylon decides to change its name to Sri Lanka. The primary religion for this country is now Buddhism. 1983 to 2009. The Civil War started to arise. The LTTE, also known as the Liberation Tigers of Tamil, wanted an own independent state to themselves. So, they fought with Sri Lanka. This war lasted for 26 years, which at the end, Sri Lanka won. But this devastating war killed nearly 70 to 80,000 people. 2004. On December 26, 2004, a huge tsunami hit Sri Lanka with its powerful and massive waves. This killed nearly 30,000 people.
A variety of different sports are played in Sri Lanka, the main ones being volleyball, which is the national sport, cricket, rugby, water sports, and many more. Sri Lankans play cricket religiously. In fact, they won the Cricket World Cup in 1996, the T20 World Cup in 2014, and the Asian Cup in 2022. Sri Lankans use traditional dances to experience their vibrant culture. These dances consist of Kandyan dance, low country dance, and Sabaragamuwa dance. These dances are performed around the world, and you'll see some of them today. Traditional music from Sri Lanka roots from ancient folk tales, ethnic traditions, European colonization, and commercial and historical influences. These sonnets are passed down from generation to generation. A variety of different festivals and holidays are celebrated in Sri Lanka, the main ones being Vesak for Buddhists, Eid for Muslims, Diwali for Hindus, and Christmas for Christians. The beautiful thing about this is that each holiday and festival isn't particular for the people who celebrate the faith. Everyone in the country can and does celebrate each of these holidays with pride. This shows our unity and diversity in culture.
From its religious landmarks to its multi-ethnic communities, Sri Lanka is the shining example of cultural harmony.
As we come to the end of our presentation, we hope you understand what makes Sri Lanka so special. Thank you for listening, and we hope you have a beautiful rest of your evening.